We are starting a series of interviews of our favorite winemaker, and then for the first one, we choose to have a little talk with our dear friend Jane Eyre. She's a micro-négociant, born in Australia but making wine in Beaune, and she just got the prize of the best négociant of the year from the La Revue du Vin de France. Where are you born?
Melbourne.
First time you had a glass of wine?
Oh, well before I was allowed to, but it would have been with my parents when I was young at dinner.
Which wine?
It would have been a port.
And your first glass of Burgundy wine?
I think it was when I first came here in '98 in the Marange.
Marange? Which winemaker?
Domaine Chevreau.
Sure. Your first job?
Was a paper round when I was 13.
What made you change career?
Because I was working in a great salon, hairdressing, and knew I didn't want to do it for the rest of my life and was looking for something else to do. And one day I was talking to a client about a wine I'd had or a restaurant I'd been to, and I realised that that's what I was interested in, and decided that I didn't want to sell somebody else's product, I wanted to make my own. So it was literally in 2 days I went from hairdressing to wanting to be a winemaker.
Love it. How did you end up in Burgundy?
So one of my clients, her husband is a wine journalist in Melbourne. So when I said to Jennifer, I want to be a winemaker, she was a little surprised, but she said, you must meet my husband. And I had decided with my boyfriend at the time to do a European holiday. So I said I would like to do vintage to see if I liked it or not. And it didn't matter where I went because I didn't know where anything was. And they just happened to have friends in Burgundy. So that's how I ended up here the first time.
Okay. Your first millésime?
Making wine or working in the
making your own wine.
My own wine, 2011.
Which wine? Oh, you said.
The Savigny Le Beaune Premier Cru Vergelès. Oh, my very first wine was at university. It was a student wine in my kitchen. It's terrible.
Red or white?
Red. A Pinot.
Good. What is your philosophy in winemaking?
To buy the best grapes that I can, so that I don't have to do too much. That I let them express themselves.
How would you describe your wines?
Because I try not to intervene too much, people describe my wines as an infusion, that they tend to be a little bit perhaps more on the delicate side, but it depends on the terroir, because I really try to select the best parcels that I can, and they have different characters, and hopefully those characters come through in the bottle.
And what's your favorite one, if you have one?
Oh, Adeline, it's like picking favourite babies. I've got 20,000 babies that I have to choose from. I love them all for different reasons. The Savigny, because it was the first wine I made under my own label. I do have a soft spot for the Corton, because Corton reds are sort of the underdog when it comes to the Grand Cru reds of Burgundy, and people have an assumption about them, and I like to surprise them when they try it. They go, oh, I wasn't expecting that. It's better than I thought. So,
okay. Back to Australia. What kind of wine are you making over there?
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir. Only Pinot Noir?
Yeah.
Among all the wine you have drank, which one you will never forget?
Probably the one I will never forget would be a 1985 Vin Jaune from Pierre Auvenois.
Oh.
We did.
So from Jura?
Yeah, from the Jura. Am I supposed to say that?
Yeah.
No, we actually had a lunch and everyone bought a great bottle, and I had taken a bottle of Dominique Lafond's Le Montrachet because I had worked there, and other people had Grand Crus from here, Massy Chambertin, Le Chambertin, and just the complexity and the interest of the Vin Jaune really just was such a standout for the day that it surprised me.
Yeah.
And it really rests as being one of the great wines that I've ever tried.
Good. Are you more sweet or savory?
Both.
And what's your guilty pleasure in food?
Chocolate.
It's a good pleasure. What is your favorite cheese?
Comté.
The latest restaurant you had an amazing experience. When they were open.
My favourite restaurant is Terroirs in Tournus, just because it's such a great experience every time I go. But the one restaurant really where I was wow was Trois Gros.
Trois Gros. Yeah, I agree with you. The music you like while drinking wine.
Oh, anything.
Yeah.
Anything really. I don't necessarily have a particular type of music that I like to listen to. I prefer sharing wines with friends, really.
Okay.
It's the first thing that comes to mind.
For your last dinner, what dish and wine you would like to have, and with who?
Oh, goodness
It's
me.
a hard question.
That's a hard question. Well, can I just go back to Trois Gros?
Yeah.
And have another Pierre Noir 85.
That's a good idea.
With a group of friends.
Good. One thing you are really craving for right now.
Japanese food. By the beach
Yeah.
in Melbourne.
And to end the interview, what is your favorite French word?
Merde. It's the only one I can pronounce properly.
Say again?
Merde.
Okay.
Or is it supposed to be Pinot Noir?
Yeah, whatever.
That's 2 words.
2 words, it's okay. Well, thank you, Jane. Thanks for your time.